The explosive growth here of Las Vegas is certainly easy to spot when it comes to housing.
That's right. Our entire newsroom is examining the valley's growing pains from multiple angles. Now, I spoke with local experts who say whether you're looking to buy or rent, some people just won't be able to afford Las Vegas as we grow from meadows to metropolis.
I'm looking for my forever dream home.
Bill Dennis just moved here from New York, and he's happy with what he's seeing.
It seems like there's plenty out there, but it's just finding the right one.
Bill knows prices are high, but feels the Las Vegas market is fair. He says he's getting a lot more house here than he would back home.
For the same homes that I'm looking at here, I'd probably be paying a few $100,000 more back on the East Coast.
Everywhere in the country, this is what's happening. Prices are going up.
Aldo Martinez is president of the Las Vegas Realtors Association and says don't let sticker shock prevent you from buying a home.
We live on an economy of what we can finance. It's the reality of what it is. You're not paying cash. Most people are financing it.
You may think you can't afford a $400,000 house, but interest rates are low. Real low.
With a mortgage offering a 3% interest rate, that $400,000 house will now cost you about $1,600 a month.
Martinez says rates won't be this low forever.
So buy now while the rates are lower, and 42% of your payment is going to principal reductions.
But picky buyers will need to be patient. Home construction is down, and there's fewer choices than we've seen in the past. But Martinez says that might be a good thing.
We were building 38,000 homes during the height of the market, and people were owning 4 homes or more and couldn't even afford the one that they lived in.
Just a couple years later, the U.S. housing bubble would burst, devastating the economy. But this year, we've seen just more than 10,000 new homes in Las Vegas. Unfortunately, fewer options mean some median income Las Vegans won't be able to afford a home of their own.
Yeah, less people are going to qualify. It's going to be a lot tougher.
The high home prices also translate to high rental prices.
Almost all the tenants have seen an increase in rising rent.
Rick Rains is owner of the Atlas Group, a property management firm with about 600 Valley properties. Despite the inflation, Rains says many tenants are staying put.
They first get that initial shock, but when they go out and they try to find similar properties, they're even more.
If a tenant feels their rate hike is just too much, Rains says there's typically a line of renters looking to scoop up their property.
There's somebody else ready to take it because they're moving out of some place that got bumped in even higher.
The average Las Vegas rental will cost you about $1.50 a square foot. Prices are certainly better in some states, but worse in others.
When you're at a small apartment in California, you're looking at about $3.65 a square foot. So if you go to Georgia, it's about 90 cents a square foot.
One thing that's a little different in 2021 is the uptick of retirees moving here to rent after selling a home in another state.
What they typically do is put a whole year's worth of rent down, and they basically check out our valley.
There are also renters still willing to pay top dollar for prime real estate.
We just got done renting a couple of houses for $8,000–9,000 a month out at Lake Las Vegas.
But Rains admits it's a tough market for renters.
It's a job to find a place that you can afford and be one of the first to get an application in, especially at the lower pricing.
That means some renters will be pushed out of the market. But Rains says certain demographics will always be here to rent. Those temporarily stationed at Nellis, corporate types here for a limited time, college students and young adults.
There's the demand in the rentals, and that's why the rental prices continue to rise, is because housing prices have basically put a lot of people in a position of only being able to rent.
As for Bill, he's one of those fortunate enough to buy, and he's looking to find something quick before interest rates rise.
By the turn of the new year calendar, it could be up at 4% or more. So definitely feeling a little pressure in that to hopefully not make a rash decision, but a good decision.
Yeah, and Todd, for folks who are coming, let's say from California, Las Vegas still looks like a deal, right? But for those of us who've lived here for a while, we think, what? This is crazy what's happening in the market. But the projection is in the next couple of years, home prices will continue to increase. So.